Now let's get into the news in detail. Executive Director of Africa Center for Energy Policy has taken a swipe at the Electricity Company of Ghana for saying faulty generators are to be blamed for recent power interruptions. Various parts of the country have been grappling with power outages, with many Ghanaians asking the ECG to provide a timetable. Speaking on Newsfile, Ben Boache said that this is inaccurate and criticized various players in the power supply chain for failing to admit there is a generation deficit.
A situation where you can actually hide the truth. And when the power goes out, everybody experiences it. Beyond that, the people who are working across the industry, majority of them, you can say 99% of them are Ghanaians. All right, so at every level, there is information flow, and we can see what is happening in the system. And to the extent that people would deliberately shift the burden or the actual situation to different events, it's quite intriguing, and we struggle to appreciate what is actually happening in the system. We do know that there is a generation shortfall, and everybody in the power sector is trying to run away from that fact. Nobody wants to communicate that we have a generation shortfall, which is accounting for load being shared. And I don't understand why that struggle. On the ECG side, we have a contract with ECG. Every consumer has a contract with ECG. Not Gridco, not VRA, not IPPs. They are supposed to give us power and provide power for, in most cases, what we have paid for, because we're using prepayment meters. And they have to deliver. There is no excuse telling us that, it is Gridco to blame, it is IPP to blame. You have to give us power, and Gridco also has been quiet all this while, though they are the system operators, and they know that for over almost 3 months now, there have been deficits, and that deficit has to be communicated. And ECG wouldn't be the one to communicate it. They should communicate to the public that there is deficit. They also have the duty to let the country know that we are experiencing, generation shortfall, and therefore we cannot give to ECG what will be optimal for them to serve the country with. But for everybody to be quiet and try to massage the obvious truth, it's incredible, really.
Also on the show was former Minister of Power, Dr. Kwabena Donkor, who agrees current power outages cannot be attributed to localized faults, as ECG claims.
What they tell you is that it is not that they are shedding power, but these are things that are unpredictable. They are localized outages. How can you have a timetable to that?
That is not factually correct. You see, at the scale, I can understand when one transformer goes off or a transformer is loaded and some of the modern ones will automatically switch off if they are overloaded, etc., or browns out. That I can understand. However, when this week, on the average, you were shedding at peak 400 megawatts, it cannot be localized. That cannot be localized. Look, you say you are changing or working on your transformers, about 900 of them. You have over 32,000 transformers. So how can work on 900, around 900, have this national impact? It cannot. I can understand ECG. They're a commercial entity. And let us never forget that ECG is a limited liability company.
That is so.
Pure commercial focus. The Ghanaian state wanted ECG to be a company and establish it as a company. So, of course, it will want to put the best foot forward. And so we will capitalize on our situation to explain away the shortcomings to the best we can. I don't blame them for attempting to do that. Any business will do that.
Away from Newsfile, Paramount Chief of the Tumu traditional area, Kroro Richard Babini Canton, is worried about the failure of successive governments to completely fix major roads between Tumu and other neighboring communities and districts in the Upper West and East regions. He's been speaking in a speech read on his behalf at the Paramount Festival at Tumu in the Upper West region. Rafiq Salam's report from Tumu contains sensitive videos. Viewer discretion is advised.
For 3 years, the Paramount Festival, celebrated by the chiefs and people of the Tumu traditional area, was on hiatus. This came as a result of the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced government to roll out stringent measures to halt the spread of the deadly disease. The Paramount Festival served as a rallying point for the people of the traditional area to reflect on the development in their various communities and the maintenance of their cultural heritage and identity as Sesales. The festival was held on the theme curbing the rising incidence of chieftaincy, land, and political violence, a call to embrace diversity. Paramount Chief of the traditional area, Koro Richard Babini Canton Dasif, in a speech read on his behalf by Luruwe Mohammed Canton, expressed worry over the numerous chieftaincy conflicts in the area, imploring on all kingmakers to strictly adhere to lay down customary and traditional practices so as to forestall or reduce chieftaincy-related conflicts in the country.
The many chieftaincy and chieftaincy-related disputes and the incidence of violence is ample evidence of the reason for which this year's Paramount team was chosen. The reason for which we have some of these ugly scenes in relation to chieftaincy can largely be attributed to the role of kingmakers in their failure to adhere to laid down customs and traditions for the nomination, selection, confirmation, and installation of prospective chiefs, mostly due to self-seeking interests. The Sisala people have a saying that which literally means chiefs like plants sprout from the parent plant. I therefore implore all kingmakers to strictly adhere to laid down customary and traditional practices so as to forestall or reduce chieftaincy-related disputes in the country.
Turning to developmental challenges of the area, Koro Richard Babini Canton Dasif commended government for the numerous policies implemented which has tremendously impacted positively on the lives of the people. He is however not happy about the failure of the MPP government and other past government since independence to fix the Hanje-Tumu highway. The 76 kilometers highway project has been awarded to 5 contractors by the government to raise it to the level of bitumen. The performance of the contractors the last 12 months has been wishy-washy, leaving commuters to bear the brunt of the deplorable bumpy road.
The failure of succeeding regimes since independence, including the current government, to prioritize and completely fix the major trunk roads linking Tumu to any major town within the its tenure of office makes my people and my good self to feel that we have been neglected in the area of road infrastructure. We are indeed tired of assurances, and the only language we can understand is when we see action on these roads to completion. My appeal is that this government still has ample time to tar at least the Tumu JFC War trunk road before its tenure of office elapses. Guru Chairman, Honorable Regional Minister, the unfair allocation of EU farm access roads in Upper West region against the Sisala people will remain a major concern of my people, despite the fact that the Sisala area is the breadbasket of the region and the country.
Deputy Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Amidu Chine Isaku, enumerated some projects embarked on in the constituency.
Additionally, through my ministry, we are constructing the Tumu Town Water, and construction is over 60%. And my prayer is that in the next 2 months, the project will be completed so that the people of Tumu can get clean, potable water. Through my initiative and through Kata Charity, I've also drilled 3 mechanized boreholes which are completed and in use. 1 in Bujang, 1 in Crowboy, and 1 in Pena. And Kuro Chairman, I can assure you that in the coming days, more boreholes will be drilled, both hand pump boreholes and mechanized ones in the Sisala East. I will deliver in making sure that water becomes accessible across the length and breadth of Sisala East as Member of Parliament. Kuro Chairman, in the area of youth development, I have supported over 180 young people with sewing machines and hair dryers so that they can start a trade. I have also supported a lot of young people in the area of sponsorship, either from my common fund, from Get Fund, and other sources of funding. I mean, many of them I have supported at the teacher training college level, nursing, law, the universities, so many of them, because human development is important.
Reporting for the news, Rafik Salam, Tumu.
Away from the bad roads in Tumu, the Unemployed Veterinary Officers Coalition of Ghana is asking government to employ members who are still home despite being cleared for deployment. The group is bemoaning the delay in assigning some 550 members who have completed national service. At a news conference in Tamale, the group gave government a 21-day ultimatum to fix the current situation. Here's Martina Bugri's report.
The Coalition of Unemployed Veterinary Officers of Ghana is a coalition of veterinary unemployed graduates from the country veterinary colleges. The group, which numbers over 2,000, has graduates who completed the colleges from 2018 to 2023 and are currently home. According to the group, even though the president promised at the 2021 National Best Farmers Day they will be absolved, only half of the group has been absolved. Addressing a press conference in Pontamale, secretary of the group, Saidu Abdul Halim, said they are worried about the delay and its consequences.
The significance of our cause cannot be overstated, particularly in light of recent disease outbreaks such as avian influenza and anthrax, which have devastated livestock populations and threatened human health. The tragic loss of life resulting from the consumption of infected meat underscores the urgency of bolstering disease surveillance and veterinary services across the country. In light of these pressing concerns, the Unemployed Veterinary Officers Coalition of Ghana issues a 21-day ultimatum to the government to provide a satisfactory explanation for the delay in deploying the remaining 550 cleared veterinary officers, together with those who have completed their mandatory national service. We implore the Minister of Food and Agriculture to expedite the deployment process or face peaceful protests at the ministry's premises until our demands are met.
He said efforts to get the ministry to address their issue has proven futile.
Currently, as we speak, the number of graduates sitting at home are close to 2,000, and some are on the verge of completion. Our frustration stems from the failure of successive attempts to engage the Ministry of Agriculture in constructive dialogue regarding the delayed deployment. Despite our relentless efforts, including numerous trips from Tamale to Accra and financial contributions from coalition members, our inquiries remain unanswered.
Some of the members of the coalition spoke to join.
We are sitting home. We don't have, even on the day break, getting money that the money that you used to eat. Sometimes it's not easy for you to get something like that, and then some of us, we are paying our rent, and so honestly speaking, it's not been easy. That is why some of us, we have ventured into selling of these sandals, because you don't know what to do. Our hope was when you complete, government will employ you. Now we have completed, and then there's nothing.
So how much profit do you make from selling the sandals?
The sandals, yeah. If I take a bill like this, when I sell it, I'm getting at least 100 cedis profit. 100 cedis. And if I take it, I'm using a motorbike. You go round. It's just something that will make you feel like there's 1 cedi in my pocket. It's not something that you
heard the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency President Nana Akufo-Addo, coming out making a public declaration that he has given clearance, or he has instructed the Minister of Finance to give clearance to for the recruitment of 1,100 graduates of unemployed graduates. When the incident happened, when we went to Accra, it was supposed to be done in badges. But as I speak with you, I am one of the affected students who was supposed to be employed. But because of the negligence of our stakeholders, that is why I am still sitting down that's why I'm still sitting.
So they were supposed to follow it based on badges, and also give the appointment to those who are, who deserve the appointment, and not to other sectors. Because when we got to Accra, we realized that some appointment was given to people who are not veterinarians. Yes. They were crops and other sectors. I don't want to just to mention few. Okay, once we are there, we are the real veterinarians. We are.
We'll pause here for a break. When we return, the news continues. Stay with us. You're still watching Joy News Prime with me, Sweetie Abochi. Now let's move on. In the Ashanti region, preparations are gradually advancing as the Ashanti kingdom gears up to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of Asante Tumu II, following his ascension to the Golden Stool in 1999. The Grand Derby of the anniversary, slated for May 12, 2024, would see both local and foreign dignitaries gracing the occasion. Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah disclosed that government is working to leverage opportunities from the anniversary to boost the local economy while beefing up security for a successful event. He spoke during the first cleanup exercise led by the Asante Hene. There's more in this report.
Sweeping the streets, the silted gutters, and clearing weeds, residents and royals in Kumasi joined the Asante Hene Otumfuo II to tidy up the city. The cleanup exercise is part of activities lined up to celebrate the Silver Jubilee of the Asante Hene since his ascension to the Golden Stool. From market centers to homes, the group, including government officials and local youth organizations, cleared filth that littered the city. Traditional leaders in the greater Kumasi metropolis led the communal exercise in their respective suburbs. The Asante Hene moved through the principal and ceremonial streets of Kumasi, from Tafo to Bantama, through to the Kejita markets, Asafo, and finally Alaba market to inspect the exercise while he exchanged pleasantries with the people. Nana Ajaman in Swasi Poku is the head of the sanitation committee of the anniversary.
The main Derby is going to take place on the 12th of May. So on the 11th of May, we are going to do the main clean up exercise. And we know that all the lapses, teething problems that we are facing, by the time we get to that period, we will have rectified all those things. It shouldn't be a 9-day wonder. It should be a continuous affair, and we are going to make sure that we do that.
Ahead of the Grand Derby, series of activities including a religious feast for fetish priests and ethnic groups, a non-denominational Thanksgiving, and the 75th celebration of the King are expected to be held. The government says it is fast-tracking processes to complete projects, including tourist attractions. Samuel Pine is the Kumasi mayor.
We have a desk that deals with tourism, culture, and business investment. So we are speaking with them, writing letters to them, inviting them to the program, and making sure that they mobilize people and come here.
Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah says they are working to partly open the international airport to welcome international dignitaries.
We are doing our best. If we could finish the airport by the end of April, so that those who will be attending the program at least can come and land free at the Kumasi International Airport. There are several activities that are going on, and all these things are geared towards the final day of the celebration, and also to make sure that all tourists that will come are fully secured. We are not taking security in the region for granted.
Some government officials and royals touted the leadership of the king over the last 2 decades.
His leadership spanned across all developmental agenda, both from within and without. In the Central region, he instituted the Otumfuo Educational Foundation, which spread across the country. Beyond that, Otumfuo had taken so many decisions by way of judgment to forestall chieftaincy disputes that existed.
The cleanup exercise is expected to be replicated every month of the year to instill cleanliness in residents. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Brightscript.
Some herbal medicine practitioners are working towards improving the professionalism of the sector. It comes in the height of the local markets being flooded by herbal products, with some practitioners failing to live up to standards. Founder of Bandage Herbal, Ebenezer Ajiman, explains more scientific practices are being adopted to meet the target. He spoke to Joy News on the sidelines of a ceremony to hand over management of the company.
Though the use of herbal medicine among the public continues to increase, many are skeptical about its efficacy. This is partly due to unscientific approach many in the herbal medicine industry have adopted in their operations. Founder of Bandage Herbal, Dr. Ebenezer Ajiman, explains measures being adopted by the company to improve its standards.
We want to take herbalism from the mere fact of the traditional setting to the scientific and empirical environs, so that everything herbal can also be analyzed or compared with the orthodox as well, so long as it works effective and also safe. That is what Ebenezer Herbal is about.
The company, in the execution of its agenda, has made significant changes in its management with appointment of Felicia Quenin as the new Chief Executive Officer of the company. The appointment coincided with her graduation from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology with MBA in Strategic Management and Consulting. The company has also appointed Emmanuel Nana Ajiman as chairman of the Bandage Executive Committee.
With the grace of God and teamwork, dedication, this business, as in Bandage Herbal Production and Consult, will be more competitive in the local and international market.
As the executive chairman, my vision for the next 5 years is that our company is going to be the lead producer in herbal medicine.
Bandage Herbal Group is the producer of Herbal Plus Mixture, Plasmox and Pavi.
And it's a wrap for this evening's news bulletin. But remember to log on to myjoyonline.com for more news and other stories like our latest headlines: ECG might collapse if it's complete fully with cash as the mechanism. We have a plethora of stories and news over there, so do log on to myjoyonline.com to enjoy more news there. My name is Sweetie Abochi. Thanks for watching.